G'day guys, welcome back to the channel, and this is part 5 of our Summer of Pain Week 10 adventures. We're going to be doing the mutant objectives today, and this was actually one of the ones I enjoyed the most. It was definitely not the easiest. It was probably also the longest one in terms of fight durations, just because, well, mainly because of the link node to the Grand Master. But we'll get to that when we get to him. For now, we've got this Mysterio, so. This Mysterio is probably the most specific fight out of all 9 Summer of Pain fights because he has Caustic Temper, so you really need to bring someone that can inflict poison. Otherwise you're just going to do like no damage. So this this first part is really important actually with Apocalypse, who is rank 3 by the way. His PI is very low because we have class disadvantage, but Apocalypse is rank 3. And we also took suicides off. The last 2 objectives for Summer of Pain we're going to be doing with no suicides, just because it doesn't really work with them on. So we're going to be going. We threw a special 1 initially to get the weakness, and now we're going to be throwing a special 2 to get the degen. And then we're going to go for a special 3 next to make those 2 debuffs permanent. So there's a couple reasons why we're only going for those 2. So whenever we throw a special attack, we armor break Mysterio for like 10 seconds or something, which means he doesn't activate his helmet, and so that means we can poison him. But as soon as his helmet comes back, any poisons and also concussions on him just immediately get shrugged off. So there's no point throwing concussions or poisons from our special attacks and making them permanent because he's just going to shrug them off anyway anytime that armor break expires. So we are playing quite passively here. We can actually hit into him as much as we want really during that phase after the special 1 where we take damage back. He reflects the damage, but because we're doing 90% less damage, it doesn't really matter how much we hit him during that part when we don't have a poison on him, because the reflection that we get back on us isn't really that much. But we're still going to try and avoid that when we can. I made a mistake here. I should have finished my combo there with a medium, but I finished it with a light, so we didn't get the poison that time. But that's not a big deal, it just means we have to bait out another special attack. So one of the other nodes is Matador, so that means we are getting special attacks pretty frequently, but also we can only really bait his special 1. I think we do bait his special 2 right towards the end when he's about to die, but the special 2 also comes with a pretty big power drain, so we lose most of the power that we get from him throwing the special. So if we keep baiting the special 2, we won't get any special attacks ourselves, which is what we need to get the poison debuffs on him. So you saw before that, once we had that special 3, he was still at like 99% health. We'd like 40 hits in, we'd done no damage, but now we've got 2 permanent debuffs. That's going to help the extra bonus red damage we get from our special attacks. Also, will just be a nice extra source of damage over time with that degen. And the special attacks, they're not hitting amazingly hard, but they're doing the job. They're slowly chipping him down. And obviously Apocalypse is very tanky himself, so... And that weakness is making our blocked hits do less damage. So once we have... whenever we have a poison debuff on him from the special 1, we definitely cannot hit him at all after his special 1 because we have full damage at this point now. So any damage we inflict on him is gonna reflect on us, and that's gonna be a lot of damage compared to when we didn't have poison debuffs on him. So it's gonna safely block them and wait till that reflection part expires. Can't remember exactly what the name is, but you know what I'm talking about. And also, ideally we want him to throw a special attack when his helmet is cracked and when he has no chemical gas, because that means, and that's normally what happens, because that means that reflection period doesn't last as long. It lasts longer if he has chemical gases. I was a bit slow there on my heavy attack. I had a bit of trouble with my heavy attacks in this fight. Like sometimes I would stand there and parry him. I'd try and throw a heavy and there's nothing would happen. And that time I think it didn't register until I tried again, and by that time we were too late. So it was really weird. Spoiler alert, we still did manage to solo this fight. But yeah, it was really weird. And it definitely could have cost us a revive if it had happened more than it did. So originally I was actually planning to boost up for this fight, just for the whole path, but I think I did this fight while I was at work actually, and I did the next two fights later on. So I just popped the boosts on after this fight when it got to Rogue, because I knew we'd definitely be able to solo this guy fairly comfortably without having to, you know, boost our health or attack or whatever. So this was I think this was our first attempt after changing our masteries and taking suicides off. I had practiced against this guy quite a bit with suicides on. We weren't able to manage to solo him with suicides on, just because, you know, you're throwing special ones a lot of the time. But we actually got pretty close. I think we got him to around about this point with suicides on, which I think is pretty impressive, you know, just given how many special ones you are throwing. Obviously the extra damage does help with that. But it made me really confident that we could easily solo this guy without suicides on, because there would be no recoil. So we did also put an extra 3 points in Assassins, I think, just because we had spare points. We usually only run 1 in Assassins, but now we have 4, so that's just going to help our damage that extra bit more, which will be good. I think here we just pushed him to the special 2 because I thought we might be able to get him down pretty quickly without having to worry about his chemical gas, because if he does get to 3 chemical gas, he has 1 right now. If he does get to 3 and he has 3 for 8 seconds, we get poisoned, and that would definitely kill us at this point. So we really need to throw him to throw that special right now, and he does, fortunately. We get a tiny bit of health back from willpower. But we also, you can see that power drain pretty much took away all the power that we did have. So we do want him to throw a special 1 now, just so we can throw a final special 1 and get that poison on him. We are trapped into the corner. We don't want to throw a special 1 now because it will poison him and we take a lot of damage back. So we just wait till that reflection part expires and we finish him off there. So yeah, really solid fight. I think APOC is definitely one of the best options. Originally I was actually going to use Immortal Abomination for this path, but I'd heard horror stories of people using Immortal Abomination against this fight here, this rogue. So if you've been watching my videos on the Summer of Pain Week 10, you would have seen me use Corvus against this fight. Now, obviously, using Corvus against this fight is a lot quicker, just because Corvus's damage is ridiculous, especially with boosts. And actually, we hadn't boosted up on this attempt. We boosted up on the next attempt. You'll see the PI change. We went pretty hard on boosts. I think we went with like a 30% champion boost, 15% attack boost, 20% health boost, and some mutant power boosts. And that definitely helped. Here I was way too slow punishing that stun. Obviously Rogue has shortened duration on debuffs by 70%. And I definitely wasn't prepared for that. I thought we'd be able to get her while she was stunned, but she recovered just in time and she threw a special 1. She does have the aggressive node, so she does throw special attacks fairly frequently. Oh, this was really annoying. I was trying to back away, but she kept hitting into my block, and one of the other nodes is kinetic transference, so yeah, that was really stupid. I mean, I probably could have avoided it, but yeah, it was just, I think this is actually the first time I've ever used Apocalypse against this rogue, so I probably could have practiced a bit more in the days leading up to this, but I definitely got more used to the fight after this. But yeah, we're already 2 revives in, and she's only 15% down, so it's not a great start. But this attempt went much better. Now, because Apocalypse has 4 persistent charges, when we hit into Rogue's block with a light attack, that stuns her. So that's good and bad. It's good because it's a free opening. But it's bad because one of the nodes is Invade, which boosts the damage you get from hitting into Rogue's block by like 300%. So we do miss out on that with Apocalypse, but it's not the end of the world. We're going to be going for special 2s the entire fight for a couple reasons. Mainly for the concussion though. So the concussion only reduces her ability accuracy by 35%, I believe. But it actually can turn off the passive unstoppable that she gets from the Brawl node. It doesn't happen every time, obviously, because it's only 35%. So she still has a 65% chance to go unstoppable, so it's not completely reliable, but it does help us a few times. I think here she does go unstoppable right at the end. Yeah. And she does finish us off there. So I probably threw that special 2 too late. If I throw it like right as the unstoppable ends, you can get the whole special 2 in that 5-second window before she goes unstoppable again. But yeah, that was just a bit of a misstep there. But it was definitely a much better run than the first 2 were. Yeah, so unfortunately we still don't turn off the unstoppable there, but she only hits us 1 time, which was good. You can see again we hit into a block and that stuns her. And we really want to try and bait mainly special 1s, but we're fine baiting special 2s as well. But we want to try and get her to throw them while she's unstoppable, because just so we don't have to deal with her being unstoppable too much of the time. And we also can sidestep her, so we just let her dash into us. We dex right at the last minute, and then retaliate. We can retaliate with a medium even. It's that easy to do. It's quicker to retaliate with a light attack. You would have seen there that special we threw it right as the unstoppable ended, and we got the last hit in right as the unstoppable came back. So that was pretty much perfect timing on that. So 25% left. She is about to go unblockable. Once she reaches below 25%, there she goes. That's not really a big deal. Similar to when we use Corvus against this fight, we're not really blocking that much. We are occasionally, but we're able to get a lot of our openings in from punishing her special attacks and also hitting into her block for the stun. So it's not the end of the world really, and I think we just sailed through this unblockable part just fine. We get a special 2 off. We are in Assassin's range now, so she does have a much less chance to go unstoppable. She still does, unfortunately. But we did get a couple of hits in while she was actually blocking, so that was a bit of extra damage on that special attack, which was nice. And we finish her off with a special 1. And yeah, so it was a pretty rough start against Rogue, but I'm happy with only using 3 revives. I think that was pretty good. So now we're on the Grandmaster. I swear he always gets me on the first intercept I try every time, and we just lose like half the health we had. So this is arguably the hardest link node for the Grandmaster because our tokens of competence are capped at 8. We can't get any more than 8, and apparently I can't dodge a special attack either. But yeah, we can't get any more than 8 tokens of competence, so that really limits the damage we can inflict upon him when he's wounded. Unfortunately, we only had 3 then, because I screwed up with the special attack, and also I didn't get many intercepts in. We do a lot better here. Get a few nice medium intercepts in. We already got our light attack banned, but that's not a big deal. And being boosted also really helps for this path, because you're going to be dealing with a lot of wounded phases, much more than normal, like at least twice as many as normal probably. But our Apocalypse at the moment has just shy of 70,000 health, so that's really good. Grandmaster's being really stingy with his special 1 right now, so we're taking a lot of degen damage from not hitting him. I think it's the brute force node that he has in this first phase, so that's really annoying. We did lose quite a bit of health. I know, sometimes it just does things that you can't control really. So we did lose quite a bit of health there from that degen. But we had a much more successful wounded phase there until we miss an intercept and he combos us into oblivion. So that was a interesting start. Yeah, it wasn't great. But we get a nice couple of medium backdrafts in there. Once we have 5 tokens of competence, we can try and bait the special out, because we're not going to get any more. We can get 3 from the special attack. Fortunately, he throws it relatively quickly this time, so we don't have to worry about any degen. And we have the full 8 tokens, which is good. There's really no excuse for you not to have 8 tokens whenever he goes wounded, because they're really easy to get in all phases. So he's down to 83%. We miss an intercept again. I think later on in the fight I get more intercepts from just hitting into his block and dashing back and retaliating with a light attack, instead of going for like a 4-hit combo and then doing a medium backdraft. It's much more reliable, I think, to do just 1 hit to block and then a dash back light backdraft, in my experience at least. So we get him wounded again. I only have 6 tokens, but that's more than enough to get him down the last 3% of phase 1. So now we're in phase 2. We won't be able to stun him obviously now, but that's fine. We still have half health, so that's, we have like almost 35,000 health now to play with. So hopefully we just want to get, we just want to get as many wounded phases as we can in. We don't, for this phase, we really don't need to hit him too much, because obviously hitting him in this phase gives him power like it normally does any fight, which means he's going to have a lot more specials to throw the more you hit him. But really, we only need to bait out 1 special per like set of 5 missions, because we can get the other 5 tokens from the missions, and we can complete all of the missions with Apocalypse. Because obviously he can land crits and he can inflict damage over time effects with his special attacks, as we do here. Oh yeah, here I was really surprised that that special attack gave him like over a bar of power. I forgot to check his abilities after that, but I'm guessing he gets like a bunch of extra power when he's like inflicted with damage over time or something. I'm not exactly sure. If someone knows, please let me know. So we did eat the special 2 there, but as I said before, Apocalypse has so much health, especially when boosted, so it didn't do too much damage. So we're able to keep carrying on here. And yeah, we were only able to do 7% damage with those 8 tokens, so it really does limit your damage a lot. Here I was just too slow. Or not too slow, but I didn't realize he was blocking at that point, I think. So we do fail this mission because we're not able to get back to a special attack in time. But it's only 1 blunder, it's not the end of the world. We get the gain a buff mission, perform intercept. Which we do get that time. And there's 1 more whiff. I don't really like whiff being the last one, because it means you have to back off, which means you do lose a bit of time when he's wounded, but it's not the end of the world. We still got like another 7% damage in, which is about what you can expect with 8 tokens and a rank 3. I don't know, I probably could have thrown special ones when he was wounded. I wasn't really sure about how much damage they could inflict. I was a bit concerned with, you know, just how long the special one takes. It would have taken up pretty much the whole wounded phase, and I thought it would just be better to just hit him with basic attacks. I thought we'd be able to get more damage in that way. So that's just what we're going to be able to do. That's what we're going to do this entire phase. And we're just going to say the special ones for when we have the inflicted damage effect mission. So we get him wounded again, and we get him down another 7%. So it's really consistent, the amount of damage we can get in. It's not too dependent on how much we crit or not, because it's about the same each time. Get a nice little whiff in there. We are at 2 blunders now, so that's not ideal, but we are almost halfway through phase 2 now. It is taking a long time, obviously. We've done 15 missions, and it's going to take over 20 missions for us to get halfway through phase 2. But yeah, Apocalypse is one of the better options for this path, or for this Link node, just because of how tanky he is. You know, him and Doom are right up there as being the best for this particular node. Here we do throw the special one when he's wounded, and it does take up about half the time. We're able to get 8% off that time, so we got a tiny bit of extra damage there. But it's not a totally significant amount. Unfortunately, we miss another intercept there, and I think he somehow sidestepped us. But yeah, we didn't have much health left at that point. So we are using a lot of potions to get Apocalypse back up to, you know, around 60% health. We're only using the 20% revives. I haven't really bothered to farm potions that much. I haven't had that much time to, so I've mainly just been getting these potions from free crystals. I think we've opened about 200 to 300 in the last week. But they've definitely helped, especially against the Grandmaster. Because he can chip you down over time, even when you have a lot of health. So yeah, I make the same mistake here again with throwing the special one, because that gets him to a special 2. It gives him a ridiculous amount of power. We do eat the special 2 through the block. It only takes 10% of our health. It's really not a big deal. We can live through that. And this is ideal for a set of 5 missions, because we bait the special one right when we're about to get the 5th mission, so we're up to 8 tokens right in the nick of time as we get the 5th mission done. And so that really, getting to 5 missions is a lot quicker than it normally is. The only downside is obviously you don't have as many tokens to play with. So yeah, we just want to really try and hit into his block as much as we can, and not have to try and hit him too much, because that just gives him more special attacks than we need to bait out. You know, 1 is enough per 5 missions. So we get a nice little whiff in there. He does not want to throw the special 1. He does there, which is perfect. Means we can throw our special 1 right after, and I'm pretty sure this won't get him to a special 2. But it'll get him to about 1.5 bars. And we just have to land a crit now. Come on, just land the crit. Nope, he does not land a crit. That was 2 whole combos that we did not land a crit. Yeah, we had a bit of trouble with that today. And our Apocalypse doesn't have the best crit rate in the world. We did get a crit there, but there is a bit of downtime after he throws his special ones, where like anything you do won't count towards a mission, including like doing a crit or like gaining a buff. It just won't count. It will count if it's like your 2nd hit, but the first hit won't count if you're immediately punishing a special 1, which is really annoying. But we were able to survive. We're at 2 blunders now. I'm pretty confident that we can. 2 blunders now. I'm pretty confident that we can. 2 blunders now. I'm pretty confident that we can. 2 blunders now. I'm pretty confident that we can. 2 blunders now. I'm pretty confident that we can. 2 blunders now. I'm pretty confident that we can. 2 blunders now. I'm pretty confident that we can. 2 blunders now. I'm pretty confident that we can. 2 blunders now. I'm pretty confident that we can. 2 blunders now. I'm pretty confident that we can. 2 blunders now. I'm pretty confident that we can. 2 blunders now. I'm pretty confident that we can. 2 blunders now. I'm pretty confident that we can. 2 blunders now. I'm pretty confident that we can. 2 blunders now. I'm pretty confident that we can. 2 blunders now. I'm pretty confident that we can. 2 blunders now. I'm pretty confident that we can. 2 blunders now. I'm pretty confident that we can. 2 blunders now. I'm pretty confident that we can. 2 blunders now. I'm pretty confident that we can. 2 blunders now. I'm pretty confident that we can. 2 blund you know, obviously get to phase 3 before we get to 5 blunders. But again, we just want to keep hitting into his block. We don't want to give him more power than he needs, because we're already at 6 tokens. We can easily get up to 8 from the rest of the missions. Get the inflicted damage effect mission. I probably really should have saved the special one, that special one, for when he was wounded, because that would have able to, easily get him down to 30%. But and that would have just been like an extra blunder. It's not going to kill us, but we did complete it. And just one more mission to go. We have to whiff an attack. Again, this is the one I don't like being the last one, because we do lose a bit of time when he's wounded. And that does actually cost us here, because we started the wounded phase at 37 and we only got him down 6% that time. Normally we get him down 7%. So that was really annoying, because he's stuck 1% off going to the next phase. Meaning I was pretty sure we could get him to 30% before we actually get him wounded again. So at this point I just want to play really aggressively and get as many hits in, because I'm pretty sure we're right on the threshold of him going to phase 3. So we get a whiff in just before he attacks us. And I think we get him to phase 3 with the special one they're about to throw to inflict a damage effect. Yep, there we don't even need to throw the special. But of course, getting him to the new phase, it saps all of our power, so we lose that special attack anyway. So now we're in Zug's Wane, so objectively the hardest phase. For obviously for the missions and also for the reverse controls aspect. And obviously the 8 token of competence cap does make it that extra bit harder. The good thing is now we can throw more than just a special one when he's wounded. So ideally we want to have a special 3 for when his wounded phase starts. Just because obviously the special 3 doesn't affect the wounded timer, so, and the damage is capped, but it is going to be our best way to get damage in with the 8 tokens. So we want to try and get to a special 3 really before we reach 5 missions. I don't think we do it this time, but we get close to it the next time. We do have reverse controls now. We get that last mission done, which is stand still. And we throw a nice special 2 right at the end. I probably, if we had it earlier, I could have probably seen how much it had done if it had lasted the whole wounded phase, but obviously it didn't. We threw it much later during wounded phase, and we only took 6% off. But it's progress. It's progress. So the reverse controls have gone away now, and if all goes according to plan, we shouldn't have reverse controls again until after his next wounded phase. If we get these missions done quickly and he throws his special attacks quickly. And at this point he was actually throwing them pretty quickly, which is nice. We do get intercepted there, which is unfortunate. But Apocalypse is a tank. Doesn't cost us too much health. So just one more well-timed block and we get that 3rd mission done. Knock Me Down is the mission I hate the most. We try to knock him down with a heavy there, but he catches us. So he was being really weird here. And unfortunately the special one catches us, but yeah, he was... And of course we get the Knock Me Down mission again. So at this point we have 4 blunders. If we fail another mission, we're going to die. So I thought we really just have to throw a special 3 now, because that's going to complete the mission. It's going to make him go wounded. I think he will have a special 2 after this, which is going to kill us, obviously, even if we block it. But this is just the best way to get damage in. Actually, no, that's not this one. I think. But yeah, we do get an extra 6% damage in, which is good. We are going inverted again now. And I think we do dodge this successfully. Yep, we do. We've had a lot of practice, obviously, in the last week and so or so with the reverse controls. So I definitely got a lot better at it. Get the strike and block mission. We really just don't want the knock me down mission because that is real pain. It means we have to throw our special attack no matter what, otherwise we die. Because we can't let another mission fail. So we get 3 world time blocks. We don't have much health to play with, but we do get them in without losing. We only lost 1% health, I think. We get the fucking knock me down mission again, which is really annoying. I could have thrown the special 3, but we luckily do get a heavy in when he's blocking, so that was really clutch. Yeah, and then we get the fucking knock me down mission again. And so he had a special 2 at this point, so really the only way we're going to be able to knock him down was to throw a special 3, which is really unfortunate because it means we can't throw the special 3 when he's wounded. That's happened twice in a row now, so we are missing out on a lot of damage here. Yeah, it really sucks. But we get him down to 12%, so that was a really solid run. You know, we started this attempt when he was at 50% health. We got through a lot of wounded phases in that attempt, so I was pretty happy really to get him down to 12%. Considering we're only able to have 8 tokens of competence. So obviously we're trying to play really aggressive here. I missed an intercept that time, but we just want to get to the special 3 as soon as possible and pray that we don't get the knock me down mission again. I mean, it's not the end of the world now because we don't have any blunders. Before, when we had those knock me down missions, we had 4 blunders. We do throw the special 1 this time. In hindsight, I probably should have just let that one go, but I was quietly confident that I could get up to at least a special 2 for when he was wounded. We are at the 8 token cap now, so only 2 missions to go. We get the 2 world time blocks. That's a pretty easy mission to do. Get that done pretty quickly. And now we're inverted, so we're prepared to eat a full combo to the face. And I think we missed the special. Yep. Yeah, it's still fresh in my memory. But the standstill mission for the 5th one, so we get him down there. And that special 2 got him down all the way to phase 4, so that was ideal in terms of the damage we got in when he was wounded. And we are able to intercept him. We did take a few hits at the start of that 4th phase, but we got into the nice rhythm soon after. And now that the time is almost done, we can just back off and throw that special 3. So that was it. It was 7 revives, I think, overall. We used 3 revives on Rogue and 4 on Grandmaster. And considering the link node, I was pretty happy overall with this result. You know, I think I've definitely heard people got a lot worse on this path with Apocalypse and also with the Mortal Abomination. So yeah, I was really happy with this overall. So just 1 more to go, which will hopefully be out tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. I'll see you guys then.